What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Love is Funny. I'm DJ.
I'm Janelle.
That's Janelle sitting over. Is this their first time seeing you with your glasses on?
It is. Well, actually, it depends on who's. Well, I guess for the podcast, yeah.
Yeah.
Normally, I have my glasses on.
Yeah, this is what she looked like on a day-to-day. Y'all seen Scooby-Doo? Like, Jinkies. But you a sexy Jinkies, though. Like, and then you got on your sexy tennis ball. Look like a sexy construction worker.
And your green is giving me raggy. Well, shaggy, but if you don't watch Scooby-Doo, that's how he says it.
One thing my green should be giving you is drug-free. You feel me?
Yeah, if you weren't drug-free, I wouldn't have talked to you at all.
Hey, listen, just say no, okay? That's the okay. I don't even know how we started there, but whatever. I guess stay off drugs.
Well, they say that Shaggy was on drugs.
Wait, what? When did? Wait, first of all, okay, we literally just started, and I don't know how we got here already. But Shaggy was on drugs.
That's what they say. Because it was the 70s. He was all like hippied out.
And his best friend was his dog.
Yeah,
and
he always liked snacks.
And he really thought he could talk to the dog. Yo.
Don't let your children watch this if they still watch Scooby-Doo.
I did not expect to come on here and learn that.
You're not a real Scooby-Doo fan if you never knew that. And
first
you
of all,
claim to be
first of
fan.
all, for you to know that mean you was too grown too early.
No, I found that out later in life.
You're sitting on the couch, you're watching YouTube, and your life is passing you by. You keep procrastinating. Maybe I'll subscribe next week, or maybe at the end of the video. No, do it right now. You can watch this after work or before work. Go do what you need to do to get these laughs and this entertainment. You spend all day on YouTube and social media anyhow. Why not subscribe to a channel that's gonna help you in your future? Pick up your thumbs and push the button. Why are you making it complicated? It's easy.
Oh, did it ruin your childhood?
No, because Scooby-Doo's still like my favorite cartoon.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe we'll discuss best cartoons of all time one day. We already talked about the best Disney songs last time. Maybe we'll talk about the best cartoons next time because I think that like Rocket Power is very underrated. You know what I'm saying?
I'm like Jetsons.
Bro, how many people doing this?
Old.
How many people doing this in a handshake?
Actually, I just did that to my nieces, and they were like, and I'm like, you ever seen Rocket Power? And they're like, no.
If you would have made the noise, they would have thought you was on drugs like Shaggy. If you would have been like, wiggity, 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 they'd have been like, I think your sister's on drugs.
Wait a minute.
Wait.
What does Rocket Power's hair look like? Because you say wiggity, wiggity, wiggity. It's like wiggity, 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 whack. And crisscross. Wasn't their hair like that?
Are you?
I don't know.
Are you a conspiracy theorist?
I definitely am a conspiracy theorist. So you shouldn't ask me my opinion on things. I'm a conspiracy theorist about life.
All right. Well, maybe y'all hear some more of her conspiracy theories, but I don't know. I guess we could get into what we came here to discuss. Okay, here
so
you go.
sorry.
You've been coughing for 3 episodes now.
I didn't cough.
If you got it, just
I
say
have
it.
to clear my throat.
Okay.
Yeah, song.
Go ahead. Do your thing. This is, first of all, take them labels off. Are we getting paid by, is Evian paying us? Take the label.
Nobody would have known. Like, I had it covered.
We're like a brand now. We got to like be conscious of these things.
But we just told people to get Progressive insurance last week.
No, we named a bunch of insurance places. You pick your own. Now, when Progressive come pay us or Allstate in them or whatever, then we'll be like, yeah, go with them. But
do they have a referral reward system? You wouldn't know. But yeah, so go on with what you were saying.
Yeah, so anyway, we did come here with some things to talk about. I don't know how we started there. We back on insurance, but whatever. So I guess the first thing we wanted to discuss was these societal timelines, right? And by societal timelines, what I mean is like you hear all these different things about like, you're supposed to move out when you're 18. Usually they say you should go away to college and graduate by 22. And then by 25, you should already have started your career. By 30, you should be already married with a kid at least and owning a house and like all these different things. And then you should be retiring at a certain age and like all these certain things that put these different pressures on you. Okay, we always gonna get these. I feel like it don't be no crime or no emergencies until we get here in this. I don't know if y'all
I
can hear
heard
the
them
sirens.
shooting earlier.
Maybe. All right, look, we just gonna keep it real. We might be recording somewhere in the hood. We don't know. We I don't know. But anyway, they're gone now. But yeah, so society's timelines that put a lot of pressure on us. What is your take on these timelines? Because you're a person who, I don't know, society would say you did great. You met a few of those timelines.
Thank you. What would I say? Looking back, okay, so I didn't when I did things, I didn't look at it in the terms of a timeline. Like I do this and this and this and this and this and this by this time. The only time I ever said was like, man, I wanted to be married and have kids by 25 because my mom was old when she had me and I didn't want to be an old mom.
Yeah.
And she was like a single mom. So I was like, I want these things. Because 25 sounds so grown. You can drop the extra fee on rental cars.
Wait, you just think about rental cars?
Yeah, because I used to travel a lot and
Oh,
I
yeah.
get rental cars and I have to pay the fee. But yeah, it's hard to ignore societal norms. Ignore societal norms when, especially now because of social media. And everything's going to come back to social media because you're going to look at this person who's 30 and got all this. There's a lot of people who are 30 that have everything, or a lot of people that are 22 and have all these things. But you just have to keep in perspective, like, I don't want to say look at the people around you, because sometimes the people around you could be doing more. It's just a matter of like where you at and are happy in your life. Because looking back, if I was married at 25 with kids, I wouldn't have done a lot of the things that I have done, been a lot of the places that I've been. So
Yeah, and well, first, when did the shift occur though? Like, what made you start to be okay? Was it just getting to that age and then you didn't have these things and then you realized like, well, actually, I'm fine?
Well, I just believe that God has a plan for me and it just wasn't written for me. It wasn't supposed to be like that. I didn't get to 25 and be like, oh my God, I'm not married. I'm not this. I don't have kids. I don't have this.
Yeah, first of all, 25 for you, 25 for either of us would have been a horrible age to get married. Just because.
But no, because some people get married at 22, 18, whatever.
I mean,
and
yeah,
have
but no.
good, but like my life looking back on it.
Yeah, because you didn't know me at 25. That's what I was getting at. It's like, at no point should you have ever been married to nothing but me. And at no point should you ever be. It was selfish. That was a selfish moment for me. I'm sorry. This the picture you married at 25 would have mean like I wouldn't have met you at 29 when I did. You feel me? Or I might have met you, but you'd already
You
been
met
on.
me at 27.
You were only 27?
Oh, I was 29.
No, I was talking about you.
Oh.
Yeah, now you just tell everybody you a cougar, nasty. They didn't know. They thought we was the same age. They thought we graduated together. Now they know you. This rawr cougar. But anyway, societal timelines. But what? What be your issue?
Because I'm trying not to say so.
Go ahead. But I would say.
Let me ask you this.
Okay, go ahead.
Because
I'm the opposite. I didn't meet.
no, because of your situation or things that happen in your life, from what I understand, you were doing things or going to do things because you're like, man, it's the next thing to do. It's the right thing to do. So getting engaged, would you have said that was like a societal norm or a societal pressure?
No, that's not a pressure by society because it may be more of a pressure you create on your own. Well, I guess it could be a society thing. So because I had 2 children already and I had already been with her for this amount of time, again, society's idea of time, you do feel a pressure that this is the correct thing to do. And then you start to get the questions from friends and family. Not even necessarily, because I'm not a person who looks on the internet and be like, I need to be married by a certain age. Or like, I've never been that way, but I guess it is a societal timeline type of thing when, like I say, you do say, well, there are kids, I've already been with her for this long. I should do so.
But also the key thing is like when you say family. Because family, especially if you have older family, they're like, oh my gosh, you're 30, you're still not married. You know, what's wrong with you? Because like grandma was probably married when she was 18.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's also a thing that once you hit these numbers, you've been with somebody for 3 years or 5 years or 6 or 7 years. People start to look at the amount of time you've been together and not even. So like I was with her since high school. So 5 years for us is the age of 23. I'm not going to say for everybody because we're talking about societal timelines, but for some, that is very young to be getting married. So it's a difference when you get together at 18 and be together for 5 years versus get with somebody at 35 and be with them for 5 years and they still don't know what they want. Many 23-year-olds don't know what they want.
I think that then goes to prove the point that it's not society that tells you what to do, is what you feel like you need to do at that time.
Well, the societal timelines thing, though, is...
I'm saying this because of people who are, like, going by the timeline. Even, like, people like women talk about their biological clock. You know?
Yeah.
At 35, you do have a higher risk of having, here's my nursing moment, having Down syndrome or higher risk of your children having Down syndrome. However, after 40... their risk lowers back to normal pre-age of 35, which that's how my mom had me at 43.
Yes, she's a product of a person who, by society's timelines, though, would say she was beyond her, or her biological clock was maybe not out yet, but it was like she was in overtime, though.
But a lot of people are having babies older now, a lot of times because they're not getting married. Like we watch this show and some of these people are like 40, never been married.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah. But I think that the issue with societal timelines is it oftentimes creates almost like a level of depression sometimes, or a level of envy for others, or whatever the case, because it feels like you're not doing enough, and then you can be hard on yourself, or you can be hard on someone else just because it's just their time. So they always say like comparison is like the thief of all joy. So the societal timelines will make you look at someone, because we all on the internet. Maybe you follow somebody and you see like, wow, they bought a house at 25 years old, and then they're all married by 27 and graduated, they graduated college at 22, and like their life seems so perfect. And then you're looking at yourself and you're like, wow, I'm still, trying to figure out what I want to do, or for some people, I'm still living at home with my mom. And like, it puts you in a certain space when if you just focused on you and, like she said, like God's plan and time for you, you will be in a much better space. Like, appreciate where you are.
Yeah, I would say there was a time where I was like, I don't know if I looked at it like a societal norm on a timeline, but I'm iffy, wishy-washy, because some days I'd be like, I don't want to get married, blah, blah, blah. But then I'd see people and I'm like, oh, well, when am I going to meet somebody? When is this? When is that? And it wasn't necessarily because my age, in a sense, but it was more so of like where I was like geographically in life, or however. But
it was still a matter of maybe not a timeline, but a matter of comparison.
Yeah.
And like looking at coveting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you definitely don't want to do that either. But I don't know. I think that one of my friends told me, his name is Keith. Actually, it's been 3 episodes, right? And we have not said thank you to a Trucker's Mind podcast for letting us use their podcast equipment.
Yes.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate them. Make
he
sure
had the
y'all
heater on today. What a kind person.
Yeah, so definitely
but
make
he's
sure.
taken, ladies. Sorry.
Yeah, definitely taken, because we're not trying to have this building burned down. We need it right now. Thank you. But so Keith is actually one of my friends on there. And one time Keith said something that was very simple, or what they say, simple yet profound. He said, never forget that we are always exactly where we're supposed to be. As long as you're okay with knowing that you're supposed to be where you are, then you won't worry about anything else. You just have to stay the course and run your own race. Like, don't try to run somebody may be where you're not at 25, but by 40 you can be where they are not also, or will never get to. Maybe they got to their peak at 25, 26, 27, and your peak wasn't there for you until 40 years old or 50 years old for some. You never know.
I think that takes a lot of like inner work though. So whether you do it on the spiritual God side, where you like, he knows the plans he has for you, and he knows what he's going to do for you the next day, the next day, the next day. You're not supposed to worry about it. So you can look at that, can kind of calm you down, like, okay, well, God has a plan for me. God has a plan for me. However, we get like, okay, God, what is the plan? Reveal it to me. Show me a glimpse, a twinkle. Give me a hint.
Get in a rush.
Am I hot? Am I cold? Am I doing the right things? So spiritually, if that is your route in life, it's just praying for the peace and the guidance, and to be able to just trust that you're going the right way, and trust that when you're not, he's going to let you know.
Yeah.
But for other people who believe like the universe, that might be rude. But for people who believe in like the universe, it's still about an alignment with the universe and where you are. So it's more, like I said, it's an inner mission to complete, to get to that space of like, okay, I'm where I'm supposed to be. I'm where I'm supposed to be. I'm where I'm supposed to be. And understand that where you're supposed to be is not always where you want to be.
And I'll speak from the from a spiritual standpoint, because that's just where we at with it. You oftentimes think that, so pretty much the thing that you're looking for, or where you want to go, is already there for you. It's not. I just heard this in a video the other day. It said that the thing that you're trying to get to is not preparing itself for you. God is actually preparing you for that thing. So the thing is already there. It's waiting on you to be ready. So the example they gave was he can have a nice new car and things like that. And he can give his son the keys at 5 years old. And that car is still going to be nice. But his son is probably going to crash that car because it wasn't the car that wasn't ready. It was the kid he gave the keys to. Whereas if he would have waited till he was 16, he would have been more prepared for that. And sometimes we don't know. We think we're ready in a moment until we get to a later point and realize, like, wow, in that moment, I thought I was ready. I was not ready. Or you get something and then you fumble the bag because you rushed and you weren't ready for it.
Yeah. And it's like that scripture I talk about all the time for us, because we'd be like, we can't win the lottery right now because I'm going to help people, but I'm going to go crazy probably.
What?
But like, God talks about when he divided, I forgot what exactly it was, but there's people who buried it, who doubled it. And it was like, you were faithful over a few things, so now I can make you ruler over many things.
Yeah.
So also it's getting in line with God and trusting and obeying that, going with the steps that he wants. So if you can do this, he said, do that, and you did it. He said, do that, and you did it. So now he can reward you or take you to the next task that's going to constantly open more and more doors for you, or provide more ways for you.
Yeah. Also, no, this goes to whether you're a person who is more spiritual or if you're a person who is more about the universe and law of attraction and things like that. Either way, like spiritually, they say faith without works is dead. But when you speak of the universe, they talk about the law of attraction. But the law of attraction is the same thing, because in both cases, you're gonna receive what you put into it. So however much faith you have to do the work to get to where you want to go. But when it comes to law of attraction, you also have to go and be and move in a way that attracts what you're desiring as well. So I say that to say, basically, don't compare. Just focus on you and you do the work yourself. There's one way that you can combat comparison, though, if you just got to compare. I heard someone say, like, you break yourself down into thirds. Like you break the group of people you follow on social media, interact with, all these, you break it down into thirds. So it needs to be a third of the people are ahead of you, like not ahead of you, but on that level you want to get to. So there's a third up there. Then there's a third of the people that are on your level. So the people ahead of you are people who you can look at and not envy, but be inspired by. You should not be envious or hating on nobody. It should be, that's the inspiration for me. I want to go get that. So you follow those people. Then you follow the people on your level. That keeps you like with your peers to where you don't go crazy trying to chase these people. And then you follow people that are a level, levels below you that may even look up to you. And that is just to keep you, it always helps to know that you're also motivating somebody. Like somebody looking up to you is like the most flattering thing in the world. But it also keeps you, I guess it keeps you humble.
Yeah.
So, so if you just got to compare, maybe try to break down, maybe be very conscious of what you follow.
Yeah. I compare on the high end, on the low end, because some days I'm like, man, I could have this or I could have that, or these people have this and they have that and I have this. But then I'm like, but I have 10 toes, I have 10 fingers. There's people out here that got 9 toes and 8 fingers or 12 fingers, which is strange society-wise. Or, like I have a roof over my head and a bed to sleep in and people don't. So it's like, even when I'm getting to the point where I'm like, man, I want a bigger house, I want a bigger car, I want this, I want that, because I bet very few people in the world be like, no, I want absolutely nothing. I want to sleep under a rock. I want to be Patrick. But
What?
Sleep under a rock. But anyways,
That's funny.
Very few people would say that, So it's not abnormal to want those things. Even if you see those things, it's okay to want them. It's okay to work hard for those things. The problem is when you beat yourself up for not having those things yet. And just really stand, like, because you always tell me, like, you can put in so much work for like 20 days. And on the 20th day, you don't give up, because the 21st day could be the day that, it takes off. But also just remember, like, there are people who have less, and to be grateful for what you have, I believe, is a step in the right direction for God or the universe to be able to give you more.
They always say, like, there was number one, there's a person in the world who is praying for your struggle. Yeah. Like they in such a bad position, like they wish. So where we might, talk about like, dang, I wish we had a bigger house and all that stuff. It's a person that just wish they had a house. Yeah. And it sounds very simple, but we literally, as people, we literally forget those things, because all we see is our situation and we just know we want more. But like she was saying, we're never going to stop wanting more. As soon as we get a bigger house, we're going to see a bigger house and be like, wow, what we got to do to get that? Because, whatever you have almost never feels like enough. As long as you're constantly comparing yourself. Just be happy with what you have. And then when it comes to the bigger house and things like that, you should already move or think or claim these things. You already got it. The house is yours. You just ain't, what I'm saying? It's just still in the process of, you know what I'm saying?
So like, and I think I said this some time ago. I was like, we need to start practicing for these things that we want. So if we want a bigger house, let's keep our little house clean. If we want a nice car, let's keep our old car clean. So just preparing ourselves. And even as far as to like, if we want to be married, let's prepare ourselves. Because people keep asking us, how's married life? How's married life? We're like, it's the same. I don't know if we said that before, but we're like, it's the same. But because we knew that's what we wanted eventually. So we were preparing ourselves for that.
Now, with that being said, if you are a person, let's go from the relationship standpoint. If you are a person who is, you're saying like, man, I want to, maybe you're not like me and Janelle because she's talking about a point where we were already together and moving in a way where we were married and, but if you are a person who is looking at somebody else and saying like, man, I want to
see me make ugly faces trying to fix my glasses.
Oh, that's my glasses. I can't see anything without my glasses. But if you are a person who is single, and you're looking for a wife or a husband or whatever the case, you too should still be moving as if, you know what, I don't have this thing yet, but I am prepared. I'm a wife right now. I'm just not married to my husband yet. I'm moving. I'm a husband already. I'm just not married to my wife yet. Move in that way so that when you do find the right person, you don't fumble the bag again. Like you don't miss a great opportunity or lose a great person because you weren't already preparing yourself for him or her.
And in preparing yourself, it's also preparing yourself to be loved and chosen by that person, because you can be like, I want to choose, but you might have all these issues inside of you that don't allow you to let that person be the person for you. You know, you have an idea, and I think I said in my vows, like you have an idea of what a husband is, right? And then you get this person or wife, or you get this person and they're this and that, and then they're ready to give to you, but you don't know how to
receive it.
And I think that I even struggle with that in the beginning of our relationship.
But that could be another instance where comparison has stolen all your joy and self-esteem, to where this person loves exactly who you are, and you, because of how you view yourself, you can't believe that what he is telling you he feel about you, or she is telling you she feel about you, or whatever the case, could be possibly true, because you don't see that about yourself, because you didn't sit here and compare yourself to these people who you thought were better. Again, we gotta say thought, because we are talking about mostly the internet. Maybe people have a best friend or a brother or sister or cousin, or like, you know, it's the cousin that when they come around, you know, the aunts and uncles, everybody's like, man, he's doing so great. Look, he just bought a new car, da da da. But you've compared yourself to somebody, and most of the time it's on the internet with people who we don't even know their real struggle. They're not where you think they are all the time. Some of them are, but some of them aren't. But you've allowed
People
that
have
to
good credit sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I think there was an article about how much debt people have gone into, like, to keep up with the Joneses on social media. Like,
yeah,
people, I ain't trying to be no hater, but you cannot tell me some of these people don't be getting Airbnb houses, because why is a house empty?
I mean,
This is my opinion, but you know,
yeah,
mine is gonna come one day.
but that's why you don't look at those things and compare, and even like.
I have a blanket this
because
time,
people
y'all.
it's not even always material things. Some people would look at the way somebody looks and forget that they are a beautiful person too. Like, you didn't sit here and like for instance, Janelle's hair is straight right now. Let's say Janelle, she got choices. So, but let's say Janelle's hair is naturally straight. She might look at girls with curly hair and covet or desire that, to where she forget, like,
I do be looking at girls with curly hair like, how did you do that? Mine won't do that.
And then there's the girls with the curly hair that sit there and look at the girls with the straight hair, and it's like, I wish that I could have straight, or, you know, whatever. So don't compare yourself. I mean, you can always show love to somebody and acknowledge, man, you're doing great. That's a beautiful home. That's a nice car, nice clothes, beautiful family. Congratulations on your wedding, whatever.
But like, genuinely do it. Don't say, oh, you have a great house, you have a beautiful family, and you really like.
Don't mean it.
Yeah, because you're just better off saying nothing. Just say, oh, okay.
Yeah, I love the way. Yeah.
But no matter what you say, God knows your heart. So he knows whether what you do is evil or good-hearted behind it. You know,
Yeah.
so
And you're not about to get nothing you're asking for as long as you're out here hating and being envious.
yeah.
Don't come that way.
No, because I mean, if you believe in the 7 deadly sins, then yeah, envy is one of them.
Envy is one. And then again, if we want to go from the law of attraction route, you're putting out hate. What you think you're about to receive?
Yeah. So just keep it cute or put it on mute. What's his name?
Oh, whoa. It's like T.I. said too. He said you can hate. T.I., this is a 2007 hit. Bro, he said you could hate if you want to, but you're wasting your time, partner. Grand hustle.
Anyways, it was Chris Crocker
Sorry.
that said that a long time ago. I used to watch him.
Chris Crocker. Wait, who's dude? Hold on, who is Chris Crocker? Because who I think he is.
He was like this, like
the blonde?
yeah. I think he was like I don't know if he was gay back then on
No,
YouTube,
he
but now
was.
he's not gay or something
Wait,
like that.
Chris Crocker not gay?
I think so.
Wait, time out.
Won't
Chris,
he do it? I think so. I'm not sure. Don't quote me.
Chris-
but when I looked up,
Chris Crocker, the one that was like, "Do it, do you got a first aid kit handy? Do it." He said,
no, he was the one that's like, I've been standing there right here.
"White dude,
Yeah, skinny like with the
Bro.
bang. He used to watch him
we
with
gotta
Kier.
insert we gotta insert the clip of Chris Crocker singing "Do you got a first aid kit?" I think that's Kesha.
Do you got a first aid kit handy? Do you know how to catch up on water?
You gonna see what I'm
No, we
talking
have to
about?
insert him saying, keep it cute or put it on mute.
So, keep it cute or put it on mute.
Yo, he used to go. I didn't watch him though.
Yeah, actually, the real thing.
I-
Kiera better have watched
I
it.
didn't. I didn't.
Because you know all the patty cakes.
I didn't used to watch him. Wait, we talking about Chris Crocker, Betty Crocker's son. His mama make the cakes and stuff.
I was about to say something so bad. But I'm not gonna say. God will filter you sometimes.
Anyway, should we move on because now we in a different space. Basically, like we say, comparison is the thief of all joy. There's no such thing as societal timelines. You are on your own timeline and God's timeline, or whatever you want to believe, but
Definitely on God's timeline.
God's timeline.
Because, yeah.
And remember that. And in the famous words, again of Keith, Edison, Henry, Bryce Shearer, Deshaun
Alan Poe.
Fingers, Alan Poe Fingers. You are always exactly where you're supposed to be. Okay, so yeah. With that being said, you ready to move on? I mean, I guess that's it. Okay, so look, this next topic. I don't know. It could get.
What? Because you're fixing your posture and everything.
Well, you don't want me to have a good spine.
Actually, we do need to work on.
Exactly.
We've been.
Yes.
We've been
You might as well
slouching.
relax. But all right, so look. So there's this whole idea that we hear these things, oh, well, I didn't took him back after he cheated on me like 10 times. And then the first time, or the friends be mad. The first time she cheated on him, he want to be all upset and want to be mad and want to leave. So what I'm asking is, why do you think that men handle it differently and women handle it differently? Or do you think they handle it differently at all? Or do you
I think that men are very sensitive because, even not on just the sex thing.
Hold on,
I'm talking.
don't call me
I'm
sensitive.
talking.
But I'm not sensitive
though. I'm talking. So
I'm
even
not-
not on
I'm
the
not-
sex, sir.
No, I'm not sensitive.
Sir.
Stop calling me sensitive.
Sir, I'm calling you
just-
sir right now.
I'm just saying, why are you calling me sensitive?
I'm calling you sir right now.
But you just said men are sensitive. I'm not even trying to be sensitive like that.
They're not buying it.
I feel like that was rude.
They're not buying. I'm gonna put that CGI tear on you like they did Kim Kardashian.
But to call me sensitive
Anyways,
when
I'm
I'm
about to
not
forget
being
what I'm saying. Are you done?
Go ahead, because
Thank you. Anyways, not even as far as sex, but boys will get hurt in the 6th grade and be the He-Man woman haters for the longest, all because one little girl broke his heart in elementary school, middle school. So yes, I think that men would have a problem when they get cheated on. Maybe it's because they're selfish brats who don't like to share. No, I'm just kidding. No, actually, I'm not. But maybe, but you can tell me, maybe girls are forgiving. Men,
Why are girls forgiving?
maybe because we understand. Wait, okay, let me ask this before I go that far. Are we talking sexual cheating or like if she cheats
Man, cheating,
emotionally.
Period.
Or, okay, I don't know what I was going to say before, but maybe because the cheating now makes him feel inadequate. And men don't like to feel inadequate.
How you know what men like to feel?
Well, I really don't know, but that would be my guess because none of them be walking around like, oh, I'm inadequate and I'm okay with that. They all trying to be tough.
Here's the thing. I'm going to tell you exactly what it is, okay? We just going to call a spade a spade. Number one, we are not as strong as y'all. Y'all literally give birth. We could never. Them weekly cramps that I be saying, I'd be like, couldn't
You
have
don't know
been
if
me.
you can never. It's just that God didn't give you those.
Exactly. So we just not equipped to handle certain things. But that's physical. Now let's talk about from a mental standpoint. Men can probably take a woman back after he's been cheated on. It's just that it's difficult for two reasons. Number one, I think that we have an ego that once it's broken, it is harder for us to get over something or past something because everything in us, like testosterone, makes you competitive. Like
So my
like-
saying your feelings of inadequacy was not correct.
I mean, your ego being crushed doesn't mean you feel inadequate. It doesn't mean you don't feel like enough because you might not even be mad because you don't feel like you're enough. You might just literally be mad because another dude can say he had your girl. And
Okay.
and it's like like
I said okay.
sometimes we're more mad about the potential brag for somebody, because you hear Trey Songz call himself Mr. Steal Your Girl. Now if he go actually steal your girl, you hot because he about to sing about it. like that have you hotter than the act itself. It's like now it looks crazy. He gonna be saying it. Yeah. So there's that, and then there's what you briefly mentioned, which is girls usually, unless they just a different type, unless you just I don't know how to say this, but just a thotty, like just a hoe for real. Girls usually,
Or maybe just don't care.
guys are much more external with their cheating. A guy will literally cheat. Certain types of guys will literally cheat on their girl because the girl had a big butt. That's why. Like the girl don't be cute, nothing. They didn't like nothing about their person, literally nothing. But for women, usually it's like a much more emotional. Oh, he was making me laugh, or he just listened to me, and he let me open up to him when I was upset, and he just was a really close friend.
But a woman is not opening up to another man if she can open up to her man. A woman is not like talking a dude ear off if she could talk her dude ear off.
Yeah, but that's also to say that a dude is not gonna go, get some I'm gonna say oral sex from another girl if he feels as though his girl. Some men are, but you hear these things like, well, my girl wasn't giving me no head or nothing like that. Fellatio. So, and this girl was willing to, so that I just used to go over there to get some. Yeah, like you hear excuses like that. So obviously, as a significant other, you want to make sure you stay, you
communicate or leave. If that guy is not, I know I'm jumping the gun on the whole reasons why, because, but just leave.
Yeah, but I think that,
but women, I'll say this, some women look past a man's flaws, period, to even be with him. He has to be like, oh, well, his car ain't nice, but he cute, or oh, his job ain't all together, but he this, so there's things about it. So even maybe sometimes cheating, it could be like, well, all dudes cheat, or well, he might be doing you, but he thinking about me by moking stuff, it's like, oh,
that is a broken person
but
who says that.
He's coming home to me, that's how women think.
Yeah, but.
And I'll say, because I have tolerated cheating in one of my relationships, but that was because in the relationship prior to that one, I didn't think that person would cheat on me. So when they did, I was like,
Everybody.
oh, they all cheat. So, how could I? But then I woke up and I was like, actually, no.
Yeah, so you don't gotta
Absolutely not.
you don't gotta settle. This for men and women, by the way. You don't gotta settle for less just because you already had less. Like, if anything, that should make you be like, nah, I need more because I don't like less.
But I think that goes back to, I think I said last week about staying in some BS just because of like this, that, and the third, So you're like, well, the last person, yeah, they cheated, but they didn't have this, they didn't do this, they didn't do that. So the next person, they have this, that, and that, but they cheat on me. So it's kind of like balancing, giving and taking, because no one single person is perfect. You may have a list. Some people may not meet everything on your list. So then there's pro and con. Which ones can you do without? Which ones can you not? And stuff like that. But
Yeah, I just think that it boils down to women. I feel like women are more likely to be like a dude to get this. This is why I say it's an external thing for men most of the time. Sometimes it's not. Most of the time, it's external for men and it's internal for women. Dudes get caught cheating and they can literally like never speak to the girl again, and that be it. Girls get caught cheating. It's a whole process to like stopping talking to the dude because you didn't already like grown to like him low key, and you didn't realize you were doing it. It's like all of a sudden I just like this person, which is why I even decided it was cool to mess with him. And you didn't even know. Never mind. I just
but
can't
at
give
that
away.
point when you had sex with them, you've already cheated. You've already emotionally.
We talk.
If you built up like emotional connection with that person because they make you laugh, you can talk to them, you've already been cheating.
Yeah, I mean that's what people oftentimes think cheating is, just physical. No, you're cheating. If you gotta like hide it from your significant other, then you're probably cheating.
Yeah, I want to say like even in the Bible, if you're like married and you just look at another person with lust, you've now committed adultery.
Yeah,
So it's easy.
Yeah, so if you up there at your job talking about you got a work husband, no, you don't. You cheating. Because I will go upside. We talked about domestic violence on the last one. I'm not going to tell him I would do if Janelle had a work husband. I know what that means. What? Why are you looking stupid?
I have nothing.
Oh, okay. Listen.
I'm hearing you.
I've been hearing you, man.
I was going to say that, but I didn't want to call you mom.
But yeah, just, you know what I'm saying? That's just my take on just why men usually leave after women have cheated. It's not that we're just soft and unable to handle. Well, I guess we are unable to handle it, but it literally is an ego. We ask stupid questions when we catch our girl cheating. Not me, but guys, when you hear these questions, like you'll hear a dude ask a question like, "You had sex with him? All right, but just answer this: Did you suck it?" As soon as she be like, "Yeah, I did," that's when he, oh my God. You know what? I'm done. I'm
Gonna kill everybody.
Literally everybody. She gotta go, and then I'm gonna do myself. It'd be like the
men
physical
don't like
things.
rejection. Some.
Who likes rejection? Men and women don't
Nobody.
like rejection.
But I just saw on the news about this man. Anyways, he came from another state on the East Coast to California, murdered this girl's whole family, lit their house on fire, and then drove off with her.
Wait,
But she was a teenager, so y'all gotta watch y'all kids.
the guy that drove from the other state lit the house on fire of a teenage girl?
Yeah, killed her grandparents and her mom or dad. He killed whoever family was in the house.
Well, so was this a grown man or another
It was a
teenager?
grown man.
So he was already out of line for dating the
Yeah,
teenager.
supposedly he's like catfishing. And I don't know the full story. You'd have to Google. I just saw it on the news today.
Okay, first of all, that's wrong on a lot of levels.
But because the internet, again, it's like you only see what somebody's allowing you to see. So a teenage girl, like I think we said another time, like they be looking very grown, or anybody can make themselves look grown, or tell you, oh, I'm 18, and that's legal, and a 40-year-old will still talk to an 18-year-old.
First of all, you 40 and you talking to an 18-year-old, you're weird anyway. Like mentally, the conversation should turn you off.
Yeah, but or he just it could be reasons why, his development. But anyways,
Yeah.
but you have to watch people on the internet. You can't tell people where you live. Don't send them a location. Share your location. I guess I was telling you where they live. Or,
especially.
Even giving their full name. I have never had my full name. Well, shoot, anybody can find you. But ever had my full name. I don't even put my real birthday. I know I'm telling my secrets. But I don't even put my real birthday, like when Facebook asked you for your birthday. So one year everybody was like, oh, happy birthday. And I'm like, it's not my birthday.
You was like, what are all these people talking about? Hey, everybody keeps saying it's my birthday. Why everybody is my phone calendar wrong? Like,
yeah, because I'm not going to say that. But yeah.
Yeah. Well,
a lot of information is public information. But
by the way,
just like,
don't be out here living foul and reckless if your boyfriend or your girlfriend is crazy and you don't live by yourself. Because the dude didn't go and do something to the girl at her house. He went and killed everybody out.
no, she's a teenager. She lived with them.
Yeah. But, yeah. I don't know. That whole story is crazy.
Yeah. But people do get stalkers. Even like when you break up with people, you got to be... I want to change my name, my number, my address if somebody ever, because people are, depending on how you broke up, some people are really crazy.
Yeah.
And will harass you.
Yeah.
They'll come to your job. All
Yeah.
that. But yeah, that was off the topic of cheating.
Yeah, but
I will say, in my newness of, when my back to my old self, I say, because I did say I allowed somebody to cheat. I know people will be like, oh, we're not married. But again, when you're dating, and since you're practicing, preparing for marriage. So if this person cheated on you the entire time you were dating, I mean, unless Houdini changed them around, like I don't believe it's realistic for you to think the day that y'all said I do, they're just never, ever, ever going to cheat again. Some people have cheated up to the day before they got married and then like, okay, I'm married now, so I'm not.
no, it don't work like that because...
Especially if you knew.
And this... I'll just say this. Marriage is a habit. Like you cannot enter with bad habits and think that because you said the words I do, you now have good habits.
Yeah, it'll make your credit score go up all of a sudden.
It doesn't. Like you literally have to, like she said, already be practicing that. So if you already, because your brain is used to being able to go talk to whatever other girl you're talking to, all of a sudden you just like, hey, I'm married now, so I think it's best we never speak again. Yeah, and then you actually hold that. No, you're gonna be. You gotta.
We're not saying it's impossible to change, but it's maybe unlikely that at least will be like the next day they're just never gonna cheat. They might cheat on you in the beginning, until they can work at that habit.
Yeah.
But God allows for divorce, for adultery, and death. So I take cheating, especially in a marriage, very seriously. I can't at this moment say that if this man cheated on me, would I take him back? Because he might be in the ground. I don't know. But I don't play about that because because you can't really get a divorce.
You gonna kill me?
I've been told your mom and everybody that I would if you do something stupid. And then I'm gonna turn myself in. But that's not the point. Is that because I can pray to God all day in my jail cell for forgiveness. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So I know people get divorced for several reasons, but if you're believing God and trying to live that right life, he only allows for, because once you divorce and those weren't the reasons why you got a divorce, he considers you then living in sin and committing adultery because you're still married to that first person. Unless they die. They're a widower. Are both of them widowers? Widowy? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm scared of spiders.
Yeah. So that's to the extent I take cheating.
First of all, do not act like that.
Poop be gone. Your breath is too strong.
Oops, come back. I got a tic tac, not a tick, not a tac, but the whole dang pack.
I never heard. See, that's what I'm talking about. Because I never heard the oops come back.
What? You never heard poop be gone? Your breath is too strong. Oops, come back. I got a tic tac, not
No,
a tick,
I
not
know
a tac,
it's
but the whole dang
poof.
pack.
Be gone. Your breath is too strong.
Oops, come back.
I think it's I don't something, but you need some Listerine.
Have you ever
Not
heard?
a tick, not a tack.
Have you ever heard your neck and your back relax that new growth in all them tracks?
Yeah.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me.
I'm rubber, you are glue, whatever
Bounces
you
off.
say to me bounces off to me and sticks to you.
Yeah, UGLY. You ain't got no alibi. You ugly. Yeah, you ugly.
MAMA. Ask me how you got that way. Your mama.
What?
Your mama. DADDY. You don't even know that guy. Your daddy. Ooh, your daddy. We know you don't really know your daddy like that.
So the fact that you would even say that, I feel like
I
you
bet
made.
you didn't know it.
I feel like you made that one up.
I didn't.
I feel like you made that up just now.
I feel like a non-black person who has their dad in life made it up too. I'm
Bro.
not racist, but I talk about race a lot.
Hey.
My mom is 75, okay? My family is older people. They grew up in the segregation. Yeah, so forgive me.
We grew up in where I'm not gonna lie. I was getting jokes. It was a great joke, by the way, for the time, for the age. I remember somebody told me, "Why are black people so tall?" And they said, "Because their knee grows." Why are you laughing? You just told us your mother grew up in segregation. Those things.
I don't know.
Nah, but I don't know how we just went there. I don't know
I
how.
don't either because I was talking and you interrupted me.
Hi. Are you just starting a podcast but don't have any sponsors, ads, or commercials? Well, so are we. That's why we decided to make our own.
Yeah, so like we didn't really know what to do. It was like, who about to help us out? Who about to pay for this? Who about to pay us? What we about to do, right? But then we were like, you know what? Why don't we just make our own? Because they say if you teach a man to fish, you can eat forever. So we taught ourselves how to fish, and now we're eating. Cause boom, here we are.
Yeah, man. Like she said, we was looking for it.
Sir. You still got the shirt. The advertiser man's shirt on. You thought the hat was gonna make a difference?
I thought they wouldn't notice. Yeah.
Well, now you know you blew our whole cover.
We make our own commercials.
Take it off.
The
Off
hat
camera,
or
off
the hat
camera.
or the shirt? Both. Probably both, huh?
Because you should have seen your hair under that hat. But it's your turn now.
That's all I had to say about that. Did you want to move on?
Sure.
All right, so look, the last thing we was going to discuss, we mentioned this to y'all last week. We was going to be talking about...
Let's talk about sex, baby.
let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about podcasts and stuff. Let's talk about...
How we in love.
Yeah.
I don't ever sing, so I just low-key sang for y'all people. I've been
Yeah.
telling people at church I don't sing.
She
I can't
definitely
save
been in there
Jesus with
lying.
my voice.
All right.
What?
Huh?
Huh?
Nothing?
Did you say what I think you said?
She been in there lying? Wow. It was a joke. Anyway.
Why would you even put that on me? That's not Christ-like.
Anyway. All right. So yeah. So what is your view on like the I don't know the importance of sex in a relationship or a marriage, or how it can affect or things negatively or positively.
The perfect me will say don't have sex until marriage, obviously, but it's important. It's important because God made it not only for procreation. Is that the right word?
Sure.
But for pleasure, because it says when you are married, do not deny your spouse, your significant other, of those pleasures. So, and I think that's why he also said,
Amen.
yeah.
Amen.
So
sister.
for some people, if your relationship is literally built on sex, or it's the only thing, I don't say built on, because I mean that was your foundation, or that's the one thing that keeps you guys together, like whether you argue a lot or you fight, whatever, but the sex is good or whatever. Obviously it is important. It scientifically, it does things to your body, releases endorphins. I was about to say, what are you doing? My bad, child. The feel goods, all that is a way of sharing each other. That's how actually God initially made it, to have sex when you become married, to make two one. So that's how powerful it is, and it creates life. And no other way can you create life.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's important, but it's also not the only thing, because what if you were paralyzed one day and things like that? Like, do I just leave you because now you can't have sex with me?
Well, yeah, that's from the standpoint of marriage. And it's from the standpoint of people just out here just having sex. They don't even consider or think that far, because they are in a position where they haven't given no vows to these people. They just can move on. I do feel like sex can be very positive, especially in a marriage where, because you are here, you can create babies with it. It is that probably the highest form of intimacy. But I do think that it can be a negative too, if you are just out here, just, messing with whoever, doing whatever, as we would say, living life. 'Cause, I've been that person before, and I know people like that. And it is like, without you realizing it, it's like the biggest distraction, because it takes time to go do these things, especially if you are messing with multiple people, just for fun. And I'll say, and maybe this is just me personally, living that way, it actually loses the value that sex has. Like, you literally get to a point where you're just, you feel nothing. It's just, you're doing it for the action, or to say, or because it's cool or whatever. But when you actually have one person that you are married to, it is definitely different. And when we stopped having sex, because we didn't have sex for, what was it, like 5 months? We didn't have sex for the last 5 months leading up to our wedding. And again, that was just for spiritual reasons. And I feel like in that time, like, the thought didn't even really cross our minds really that all. I mean, the thought crossed your mind, because it just do. But it's not like it wasn't an issue to where it's like, it wasn't even on the table. It was very easy to not, it's easier than you would have thought to not do. But then it made it more, like, once we were married, I don't know what happened. Maybe I missed you.
Don't be telling my business on here.
People know you have sex with me, Janelle.
Ew.
You're married. You can say that now.
But
hey, Mom.
while you were saying that, I was thinking of something, but of course I forgot. Oh. It can almost, depending, like, sex can be looked at as a form of currency.
Yeah.
Because it's like an exchange for something sometimes. Even if it's if you're not married and you're, like I said, you're with that person because the sex is good, but you put up with other stuff, it's like, well, I'm getting this so I can have, that, or they're giving me this so I can have that. Or people are having sex for money, prostitution.
But but currency too, let's be clear, is not always when she's saying in exchange for something is being used as currency, that does not always mean as you're getting money in return or something material. Because some girls or guys do have sex with like, oh man, she got money, she be buying me this, or he do this for me. It's not always a money return. You can be having sex with somebody just for their time, just to keep somebody in your presence.
Right.
There's a lot of different forms of currency that you could be giving somebody some sex for in exchange for.
Yeah.
But
Because we had a conversation in the beginning of our relationship. He was telling me that, if you don't mind, that these girls that he was talking to, he was like, I would tell them, I don't want a girlfriend. I don't want a girlfriend. And I'm like, bro, like, you can't really do that, because some people will be like, okay, I don't want a boyfriend. But like, you're doing things, you're hanging out with them or you're having sex with them, and the person, especially women, will be like, okay, well, he'll change his mind if I keep cooking for him, if I keep being nice, if I keep doing this, if I keep doing that, and keep having sex with him. Because the minute, if he doesn't want a girlfriend and then you're not having sex with him, or vice versa, then it's almost kind of like, something like, well, what are y'all doing?
Yeah.
Because if you're not building to have a relationship,
yeah,
they're just coming over eating your food for free. Groceries expensive, or driving your car or whatever.
And I'm gonna say this. I don't know if I'll say this. Myself and Janelle, we're not gonna act like we waited till we were married to have sex. We just, as we grew spiritually, we felt like it was important, particularly me, because she already had felt that way and felt that type of conviction for even doing it at times. So I'll say, as I grew spiritually and got to a point where I could not do it for those last few months leading up to the wedding, that was big for me. But yeah,
because I'd be like, we need to go on a sex fast.
But I will say
throughout the relationship.
But I will say that the crazy thing is, when I was messing with or hanging out with other girls, I might hang out with somebody, and by very soon I might be messing with them. Whereas with Janelle, the one who I ended up marrying, I did not have sex with her for the first close to 4 months of knowing her. And I
we were
think
already in love by then.
yeah,
too.
and I think that was very important, because she didn't put sex on the table for me. So I had nothing but time to talk to her and get to know her. And you get to know people in different ways and not be blinded by oh, I just enjoy sex with them, so I don't even see the other stuff that's wrong with them.
There are rare occasions. I mean, there are occasions, I don't say it's rare, but sex won't make people stay. Having a baby won't make people stay. Sometimes money eventually will not make people stay. So it's like, outside of sex, stay rooted in what you believe in or what you want from that person. Because it's like, well, if your issue is you want to have sex and I don't want to have sex, bye.
Yeah.
Somebody else will come along that's okay with waiting. Or you'll run into somebody where you don't feel the pressure to. Or it's like, okay, maybe I will.
Yeah.
No, but don't be like, well, this person got this and this, and let me just. And we have after you've had sex, you have sexual desires and things like that. So sometimes it's not as easy for some people to kind of fight those off.
Even before you've had sex, because you could just, number one, I'm attracted to you physically, and then we've started talking, and now I like you. Naturally, our attraction to each other makes you want to. It's like the most, the most Christian, good kid, or even the kid at the school that's quote unquote nerdy. I don't like to use that type of word, but the kid that's not into that type of thing can meet one girl he likes and hang out with that girl, and even they will feel like, man, I feel these things for you. And I think that it's important to at least have built up some level of connection outside of that first. And then once it happens, it can't ruin anything, because you can also have sex with someone too quick, and you could have thought she was the most beautiful girl in the world, or he was the most handsome dude in the world. You have sex with them, and now you just don't even see him the same, because all you was looking at him was for the physical. Then you crossed the finish line, then you looked and was like, dang, you really didn't even look that good, but thank you. So.
And that can be like dating somebody with money. The minute they lose their money, it's like okay, I'm over it. I don't want to be in this relationship
That's
anymore.
dating
Or
somebody for anything but
even
them.
their hair. What if they went bald? Ooh.
Yeah,
you know.
just different stuff.
And that's why, like, being able to create a intimate, non-physical connection with somebody. So talking, like, feelings, I guess, is what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Building those with somebody, so then it's like, and that when you take away all physical attributes or whatever, you still want to be with that person.
Yeah.
If he was paralyzed from the waist down, I'm still gonna be with him. If we lost all our money, I'm still gonna be with him. Like, this is my best friend. Like, I can't imagine my life. It's crazy I even had a life before him. Because even like, I look at all the trips I've been, I'm like, dang, now I got to go do them all over again, which is okay. But with this person, just because you just want to share those things.
Yeah.
But sex can definitely blind you.
Yeah.
Because like I said, it does cause, endorphins to release in the body, and it does create a connection. And people get stuck on that, and it's hard to shake that from that. And even in saying, like, once it's off the table, it's off the table. But sometimes when that's off the table, if the person does not have a connection to you or want to be with you, then they're out of the house.
Yeah, because one thing that kept me around when we were first talking and we were not having sex for them close to 4 months was I wasn't hanging out with Janelle because I wanted to have sex with her. Like, I wanted her. I wanted to be around her. So it was like, that's cool with me. It don't even matter, because if we have sex and it's going to cost me being able to hang around you or be with you, then I don't even want it. It's all good.
And I had this thing because I did spiritually feel bad for all times I had sex. How he said, like, if I had sex with somebody, I would feel bad about it after. I'd be like, good, you're not the one for me. I got to go. I would think I like that person. And I would just disconnect from, like, not every person, but that has happened to me. And I told him, I was like, I don't know if I just like you because how you look or in the very beginning, but I'm also playing hard to get. But I didn't want to tell him I was really in love with him. But,
I mean,
or like,
I
and I was
told
like,
you was playing hard to get. I keep telling you about this game I got. Like, I can see right through you. You feel me? And you could try to pretend if you want to, but it is what it is. But y'all go ahead. You already know about the game. I'm just let her go ahead and continue. Go ahead, baby. Go ahead. You know what I mean? I'm letting you talk. You feel me? You.
so what was I even saying?
You was talking about how in the beginning you were trying to play hard to get, and how you disconnect from people after you have sex with them, but like for some reason that didn't happen with me,
Right.
and like
So,
you was all
well,
like in
I
love
told
with
you,
me.
I was like, if I have sex with you, I may never talk to you again.
Yeah, literally, and I was like, whoa, keep the sex. I want to talk to you. I want to just stay here.
Yeah.
But I'll say this, and I feel like this has been like our longest episode ever, so we should leave soon. But I do want to say this to like to the guys, because this helped me a lot. I like to cite my sources. I'm not gonna sit here act like certain quotes be from me. I heard Will Smith say that once a man is able to conquer his sexual desires, he can conquer the world pretty much, because as we know, that is the hardest thing for us to be able to remain disciplined in. So when people fast, oftentimes it is for spiritual reasons, but the other side of that is it is the discipline to not eat. For men, it's harder to not have sex than it is to not eat. Okay, so once you can conquer that, you can literally conquer everything else you're pursuing. But that's
And you
it.
can conquer it all through, like, God, honestly, because it was all, like I said, we chose not to for spiritual reasons. So it was off the table spiritually. So it's either like, man, I'm doing this for God. And honestly, like, if you seek God, he will help you stop. You're addicted to sex. I feel like, I don't know if we said this on another podcast, or another episode, but he will help you stop doing those things. If you're addicted to drugs, alcohol, killing people, whatever, like, going to God, because especially those are things that he doesn't want you to do. God can definitely change your life and like make it to where it's so disgusting to you, whatever it may be, you know, until like something like sex to where it's in a safe zone, such as marriage or
Yeah.
deeply committed relationships. Because we understand that not everybody, it's just life, you know, but don't be silly. Wrap your willies while you're out there. You know, they're doing all this stuff with like the abortion, and I don't know. I don't keep up to the extent, but I don't know where it's legal, where it's not illegal. And outside of that, like STDs are still alive and well.
Yeah, some of y'all during the pandemic was putting a mask on, but not a condom. Counterproductive.
Yeah. So just be careful out there. And I was going to say, even like, because you're saying men having sex with multiple women, even as far as bacterial vaginosis, like women get it, but men don't. But it can be caused from them having sex with other women because it throws, every girl has different pH balances and it throws it all off. So keep your lady clean. Guys, keep your lady clean. Keep your willy clean. Use protection. They be having free condoms. It's okay. If you can't wait to feel what a vagina feels like without a condom, go get married.
Yeah.
You know, and if it's not that important to you, if it's not that deep, then don't do it. And again, we're not preaching because we're perfect. We're just saying, obviously, what the right things should be done.
Yeah, because don't think for one second that we haven't done most of these things.
Yeah. I only look back, and it's something I'll teach my children, and I'll tell my children, you know, hey, you know, I'm going to be honest. I wish I wouldn't have done these things.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you from these standpoints, we don't judge anyone who does them, who still does them, will continue to do them.
You're just supposed to put the bug in people. Once you receive the right information, all you can do is give it, and what people do with it is up to them.
Exactly.
But yeah, so I guess we should conclude this episode because I think we've been on here way longer than we normally do.
We didn't have okay.
I thought we had a great conversation though. You feel me?
I think so.
Yeah. So yeah, hopefully y'all enjoyed the conversation as well. Hopefully, I don't know, maybe we, you know what I'm saying? Maybe we helped y'all in some way or maybe we didn't, but we appreciate y'all for getting to this point in the video.
Definitely.
Yeah. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're going to be dropping these every single week on the plan is for every single Thursday. If that changes, we will let y'all know. But right now, every single Thursday. So just keep on following us, keep rocking with us, and we're going to continue to grow and open up conversation with y'all.
And like we said, we're all, speaking of that, we're open to conversation of topics we had talked about, you know, sending us messages or whatever. Because we really have everything we talk about in here, we've already talked to each other about, you know.
At some point, whether it was 2 years ago or whatever.
So it's all about just sharing. And know that it's, I don't want to say unscripted in a sense because we don't be like, okay, we're going to say this, this, and this, and this. So sometimes I'm going to be like, I want to say something, but I can't say it. You know?
Yeah, all we know all we come in here knowing is the topics.
Yeah.
We don't know.
We say something like something I said last week of like light skin was taken out of context by some people. And I can't edit it what I said. I can go back. I'm not about to apologize because I don't feel like I offended anybody. But if I did, you can address me. But
first of all, no, they can't. Because on that same episode, I told you I was a gangster. And I was joking, but at the same time, I wasn't playing.
Well, not like adjustment, like in a rude way, just like, that did come off offensive to some people, blah, blah, blah. But, what was I saying? So I guess I will say I'm not going to apologize. I will apologize if I actually offended somebody.
No, you won't.
But, oh gosh, I don't even know what I was saying. So I guess we're going to go.
But yeah, make sure y'all subscribe, whatever. This is, like she said, this is just regular open conversation that we just having in front of y'all. So, you know what I'm saying? Whatever.
And we thought about like creating something to where you can ask us questions and then we can answer them. So if you are interested in doing that, you can comment below, like question box will be the term, so we know that people are interested in it, or
And
even commenting on Instagram and
yeah,
Facebook.
we can post a lot of the questions, or we can accept a lot of the questions easier on Instagram too. So leave them in the comments on this video or on Instagram. So which means you need to follow us. Go ahead and tell me your Instagram.
Well, we're debating, do we want to make it something anonymous? Because some people might not feel comfortable asking us a question.
But they still have to
wanna
follow our
answer.
Instagram to see the
Yes, I
anonymous
know.
post. So say that. Mine is at @thisis_DJTV. Hers is at I am Nelly B. NELLEYB. I am Nelly B.
Thank you.
All right, bye y'all.
What?
I just waved in 3 different languages.
What is this?
That's Japanese. Cause Tokyo, Tokyo.
It's a total one too.
All right, bye guys.